Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just before 10:30 in Honolulu, 4:30 in New York. It is August the 1st, 2016, and we are looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing off by 0.15% of a percent. Very, very minor sell-off today. I would call it, in essence, unchanged at 18,404. S&P also trading lower. Net change pretty much the same in terms of percentage drawdown, down 3.75 points at 2164. But NASDAQ continues to rise. I believe we hit a 52-week high in the NASDAQ. That's up about 0.4% at 4744. And then lastly is crude light. Continues to fall out of bed. It is tracking lower without a question of a doubt, off over 3.5%. $40.08 per barrel. We'll talk about that as we look at our first couple of charts. So traders, absolutely no doubt, we have interesting activity in U.S. equities today. As I said, we have the Standard & Poor's, Dow Jones Industrial, both trading nominally lower on the day, and NASDAQ actually hitting a 52-week high, really showing us that there is some real support for the tech stocks here in the United States. Now, we're looking at the Standard & Poor's 500. And over the last couple of weeks, really what we have been discussing or talking about has been this ceiling or these tentative tops that come in roughly at about 2170. And you can see that over the last almost week and a half in trading all of these candles here, we had highs that really matched this record or all-time high that we had existing that came in about 2 weeks ago. However, today is just a little bit different, and the difference is we actually had this market come in and open, and that's why you have this red candle like this, but open above those record highs, and then throughout the day actually come in and sell off, closing in that really same congestion area when you consider the relationship between these tops here at about 2170 and these bottoms here at about 2158. So incredibly tiny range in the market. Did open above it, but as I said, did close off on the day. And traders, of course, the big news as far as I'm concerned, and this is one of the major components that actually put pressure on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, were the oil stocks, but crude oil continues to plummet. As you know, we were on record when the market was trading at about $52 a barrel, $50 a barrel, we went on record saying that we really believed that we would see this market sell off to a minimum of $44 to $42 per barrel. That was really the zone that we were looking at. Then as the market came closer to this particular price point, my sense was that if we broke through 42, we're probably going to head to about $38.93, call it $39 per barrel. Now that is based on a 50% retracement, and that retracement is a very, very long retracement, which starts at about $52, this high right in here, and 26 on the low. So we're looking at this entire range right in here. And right now, my forecast update is looking at $39 as a pretty solid area in which I believe this market will absolutely trade to. And traders, lastly, do want to take a look at the U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar up about 0.25% on the day, 95.78. That in contrast to the activity we saw on Friday, where we saw this market absolutely plummet. You can see that with this long red candle here. This is today's activity, so you can see about a quarter of the range we saw on Friday. And of course, we have euro on the bottom, euro having almost a doji-like star. And so we could see some strength move back into the dollar and weakness into the euro. But one day does not make a pivotal reversal or key reversal. We'll have to see if we get follow-through activity on these markets tomorrow. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another Trending Markets. Bye-bye.